And just like that, NFL Week 1 is in the books as we look forward to Week 2. Hey guys, my name is Nick. Welcome back to Main Event Sports Bets, episode 4. And there is just so much to cover. In this episode, I'm going to give my Week 2 predictions, but I also want to talk about Week 1, how my picks did, and the recap, just Week 1 in the NFL. It's just crazy. I mean, you got the Chiefs, the Bills, the Bengals all walking away with an L. You can't tell by my voice. A little raspy as I was cheering for my Browns. A little bit too much. Go Brownies. Huge W. But guys, on the betting side of things, I mean, we had 10 road teams all win, 12 of them covering, and the dogs hit huge this week. 10 underdogs win with only 6 favorites. So much to unpack. But first, we got to talk about my predictions for Week 1. So look, you know how it goes. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some, or in my case, you're going to have just bad beats all around. I mean, we're talking Chiefs just had to win. They lose by 1. Thanks a lot, Tony. Appreciate that. I mean, the Colts, I was getting 5.5. They're down by 10 on the 1-yard line. Richardson gets hurt. Minshew Mania comes in to save the day, and he can't get 1 yard to cover. But none of that even really matters in that parlay because I had the Chargers, and it looks like the Chargers are still the Chargers. But look, the gambling world, you're going to have losers. It's all about doing your research. I was on the right side of each one of those bets because it came down to 2 minutes in the fourth quarter of every one of those games. It could have went either way. So I was definitely on the right side of those, but that is in the past. We are going to look forward to Week 2. In Week 2, I'm going to do things a little bit differently. So let's start with my Week 2 predictions, ones I really like. So this week, instead of giving you my parlays or some teasers or player props, I'm just going to give you my very favorite bets. I have 5 of them today. And these are however you want to do it. I'm going to give you my teams I like. If you want to put them all on the parlay, if you want to bet them straight, if you want to tease them all, you're more than welcome to. Of course, I want to hear what picks that you guys like. But I'm going to go ahead and start with my favorite pick of Week 2 in the NFL. I am starting this week with Dallas at home against the Jets -9.5. Now, if you watch my previous episodes, I absolutely love Dallas this year, as I think that there's a good chance that they could actually win or make the Super Bowl. Hopefully, you guys watched that video and put a couple of dollars on it because that was at 16-1. Well, now it dropped all the way to 9-1 to win the Super Bowl. And look, I am not betting Dallas. I know it's a huge number, -9.5. I'm not betting that just because they put an absolute mauling on the Giants. I'm betting this because I just don't believe in Zach Wilson of the Jets. Now, granted, it was prime time, and he's the backup. He doesn't know that Rodgers is going to get hurt, and he's somehow, given to his credit, got a W in that game. But listen, if the Bills put that much pressure on this kid, what do you think Micah Parsons in the Dallas defense is going to do to him? Okay, if they stop the run and they just stop these little screen passes and they just let him throw the ball, I think this defense is going to win this game. If Dak just doesn't turn the ball over, let the defense do what they do. Dallas at home -9.5. I'm okay with laying that big number, as I think Dallas is going to have the best defense this year. And I know the Jets have a good defense, but all they have to do is Dak not throw away this game, and I see them absolutely killing the Jets and Zach Wilson. My second play is a home favorite, and that's going to be Denver -3.5 against Washington. And I know what you're thinking. Why the heck are you putting money on Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos? But I have a theory here. I just think Vegas is absolutely begging people to bet Washington. Listen, here's 3.5 points. All you have to do is a field goal game, and you lose by a field goal, and you get the hook. They're giving you the hook because they want you to bet on Washington. And I am not betting on Washington. And I know it's hard to bet on Denver, but they're at home. Sean Payton is going to get these guys to play. They're going to have to get a win at home. And I just don't think Washington's very good this year. I mean, they had a difficult time against Arizona. So, of course, I hate the hook. I would love them at -2.5 or -3, but I'm not going to lay the juice. I'm going to bet them at home -3.5. I think this is a touchdown game, and I think Sean Payton gets his first win in Denver. All right, so now it's time to bet some of those dirty dogs, some of those underdogs, away underdogs. And my first pick is going to be Bears +3, which is absolutely ridiculous. Again, the Bears is one of the worst teams in the NFL, and I'm getting 3 points. And basically, what this comes down to is yes, I know the Packers beat the crap out of the Bears, but listen, I like the Packers this year. I think Jordan Love's going to do great. They had a great team last year. He's going to fill in all the blanks this year. But when it comes down to it, Bears are getting 3 against Tampa Bay. Listen, I love me some Baker Mayfield, but I just think that everybody is thinking, "Wow, Tampa Bay, they beat Vikings. They're at home." And I don't know, man, something a little fishy about this. I think a lot of people are going to be on Tampa Bay, and I think the Bears can actually win this game. But getting 3, I like the Bears. Let me be very clear on this, okay? I do not believe in the Seattle Seahawks. I do not believe in Geno Smith at all. In fact, I actually bet his under on passing yards, as I think is going to be a huge step back for him this year. But I went ahead this week and I bet him +6 against Detroit. And because everybody is so high on Detroit coming into this season, oh my God, Detroit, they're the fairy tale. You know, they knocked the Packers out of the playoffs last year. They beat in Arrowhead, they beat the Chiefs. Everybody is going to be betting them to win. I just think this could be a very, very potential letdown spot. Obviously, last week, huge loss for Seattle against the Rams. But I think the Rams are going to be good this year as well. So you never know with week one. It's really weird. Again, I am not huge on Seattle at all, but getting 6 against the Lions. I know Lions, Jared Goff is playing absolutely great at home, especially not throwing interceptions. But I just think that they can cover this spread, maybe a backdoor cover at the end. And I do like Seattle getting 6 at the Lions this week. All right, my last pick of the week is going to be an away underdog. And when I looked at this line, I said, wait a second, this is too good to be true. And I went ahead and I bet this anyway, because again, my theory is Vegas is begging you to bet, right? Well, I'm not listening into this theory. I looked at that line and I'm just thinking, man, Ravens getting 3.5 at Bengals. Now, obviously, Vegas thinks that Joe Burrow, week one was just a fluke. He's going to come back. He's going to do great. Um, but the Ravens are going to be good this year. Now, granted, they're one of the most injured teams. Hopefully, Andrews plays in this game. That could be why it went up to 3.5. But so many injuries with the Ravens right now. But I just going to have to believe it. There's something tells me this year about Cincinnati. They always slow. They always start a little slow, and then halfway through the season, they always come through. But I just like the Ravens, especially with the hook. Maybe Vegas is selling me a bag of goods here, but give me the Ravens +3.5. Maybe they come away. Maybe Joe Burrow isn't at 100% again. So give me the Ravens +3.5 playing the Bengals this week. So there you have it. Those are my 5 favorite plays of this week. And look, I told you guys I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently than I normally would. Last year, a lot of underdogs hit, and I'm normally a favorites kind of guy, but like week 1 and 2, first couple of weeks in the NFL, Vegas still is trying to figure out who these teams are. So I'm going 3 underdogs, 2 favorites this week. But I want to hear from you. I want to hear in those comments. Who are you guys going with? How terrible are these picks? How great are these picks? Why am I betting on Seattle and the Bears? I want to hear from you. And as always, thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for subscribing. And I hope you make some money. And I hope I make some money too. Hey, let's make some main event money. I'll see you guys next week.